Space is no longer a realm of peaceful exploration. It is rapidly becoming the next battleground. The major global powers, particularly China, are developing advanced space weapons that could redefine warfare and disrupt the global balance of power. These technologies, ranging from orbital bombardment systems to directed energy weapons, represent a new era of conflict. Let's explore these cutting-edge innovations in detail. Fractional Orbital Bombardment System, FOBS. FOBS is a groundbreaking evolution in missile technology, combining orbital capabilities with devastating strike potential. Unlike traditional intercontinental ballistic missiles, ICBMs, which follow a predictable trajectory, FOBS launches into low Earth orbit, where it operates like a satellite. This orbital path allows it to circle the globe and strike targets from unconventional directions, such as over the South Pole. This capability bypasses traditional missile defenses, which are designed to monitor predictable arcs over the North Pole. In 2021, China successfully tested a FOB system paired with a hypersonic glide vehicle, marking a significant advancement in this technology. The test demonstrated the system's ability to travel around the globe and strike with pinpoint accuracy, leaving defense systems struggling to adapt. By pairing FOBs with hypersonic glide vehicles, it becomes even deadlier, combining orbital unpredictability with incredible speed. FOBs is highly versatile and capable of delivering various payloads, including nuclear warheads, conventional explosives, and electromagnetic pulse (EMP) devices. The dual-use nature of FOBs, with potential applications in both civilian and military sectors, complicates international efforts to regulate such technology. This system is a stark example of how space is being weaponized in ways that challenge traditional norms of warfare. Hypersonic Glide Vehicles, HGVs. Hypersonic glide vehicles, HGVs, are redefining modern warfare with their unique combination of speed, maneuverability, and precision. These vehicles travel at speeds exceeding Mach 5, over 5 times the speed of sound, while maintaining dynamic flight paths that allow them to evade detection and interception. Unlike traditional ballistic missiles, which follow predictable arcs, HGVs glide through the upper atmosphere, making them almost impossible to track or counter with current missile defense systems. China's DF-ZF HGV, known as WU-14 in some circles, is a prominent example of this technology. Capable of reaching speeds up to Mach 10, it is designed for high-precision strikes on critical targets, including mobile military assets, fortified installations, and strategic infrastructure. HGVs excel in delivering a wide range of payloads, from conventional munitions to nuclear and EMP warheads. When combined with FOBs, HGVs become an unparalleled threat, merging orbital unpredictability with hypersonic speed. This combination allows for rapid, untraceable attacks that can strike high-value targets with minimal warning. The race to develop and perfect HGV technology has intensified, with nations like China, the US, and Russia competing for dominance in this revolutionary field. Orbital kinetic energy weapons, rods from God. The concept of rods from God involves the use of dense tungsten rods launched from orbit to deliver devastating kinetic strikes. These rods, roughly the size of telephone poles, rely entirely on their mass and velocity to generate destructive force. As they descend from orbit, they accelerate to speeds exceeding Mach 10, delivering an impact equivalent to a small nuclear explosion, but without the radioactive fallout. These weapons are particularly effective against hardened targets, such as underground bunkers, missile silos, and fortified command centers. Their sheer speed and energy make them nearly impossible to intercept, and their clean nature circumvents international treaties banning weapons of mass destruction. Although the US conceptualized these weapons during the Cold War, technological advancements have brought them closer to reality. Both the US and China are rumored to be actively exploring this technology, which could represent a significant leap forward in space-based warfare. The deployment of kinetic energy weapons would mark a turning point, as their destructive power and pinpoint accuracy make them a formidable tool for precision strikes. Anti-satellite weapons, ASATs. Anti-satellite weapons, ASATs, represent a critical and rapidly evolving segment of modern military technology, aimed at targeting and neutralizing satellites that serve as essential components of global communication, navigation, surveillance, and military command systems. As satellites have become the backbone of both civilian and military infrastructure, ASATs are viewed as a powerful tool to undermine an adversary's capabilities and assert dominance in space. However, their development and potential use raise profound implications for international security, technological progress, and the sustainability of space. At their core, ASATs are designed to incapacitate satellites either through direct physical destruction or more sophisticated, non-kinetic means. One of the most visible and destructive types of ASATs is the kinetic kill vehicle, which uses high-speed missiles to collide with satellites and destroy them. For instance, China's 2007 ASAT test involved a ground-based missile that obliterated a weather satellite in low Earth orbit, or LEO. This demonstration was a clear signal of China's growing military capabilities in space. However, the test created thousands of pieces of space debris, posing long-term risks to operational satellites and space exploration missions. This incident also highlighted the cascading danger of the Kessler syndrome, where increasing debris collisions could make entire orbital regions unusable for future activities. Beyond kinetic ASATs, co-orbital systems are becoming a focal point of concern. These involve satellites that are launched into orbit to shadow their targets and then use various methods to neutralize them. These methods might include deploying robotic arms to physically damage satellite components, attaching explosives, or even altering the satellite's trajectory to remove it from its operational orbit. Co-orbital ASATs are particularly alarming because they can operate covertly, often masquerading as benign or maintenance-focused satellites until they are activated. This stealth capability makes them difficult to detect and defend against. Non-kinetic ASATs represent a more sophisticated and less overt category. Directed energy weapons, DEWs, such as high-powered lasers, can disable satellites by overheating their components, damaging sensitive optics, or rendering electronic systems inoperable. These systems can deliver precise attacks from great distances, leaving minimal physical evidence of interference. Microwave-based systems offer another non-kinetic method capable of disrupting a satellite's electronic circuits or communication systems. Such attacks could effectively neutralize a satellite without causing physical damage, thereby reducing the risk of creating space debris while complicating attribution. Cyber-based ASATs introduce yet another layer of complexity. By exploiting vulnerabilities in a satellite's software or communication networks, attackers can take control of the satellite, disable its functions, or use it against its owners. These cyber attacks are particularly concerning because they can be carried out remotely, require relatively low-cost infrastructure compared to physical ASAT systems, and are often challenging to attribute to a specific actor. This ambiguity raises the stakes in space conflicts, as nations could potentially mask their actions and escalate tensions covertly. The strategic implications of ASATs are profound. By targeting and disabling key satellites, an adversary can disrupt an enemy's intelligence, surveillance, and reconnaissance (ISR) capabilities, as well as their ability to communicate and coordinate military operations. This makes ASATs an invaluable tool for leveling the playing field against technologically superior opponents. For example, in a conflict scenario, disabling GPS satellites could cripple precision-guided munitions, disrupt troop movements, and hinder logistical support. Similarly, neutralizing communication satellites could isolate military units and create chaos in an adversary's command structure. However, the deployment and use of ASATs carry significant risks. The most immediate concern is the creation of space debris, which endangers not only the targeted satellite, but also other assets in the same orbital path. The accumulation of debris could lead to a domino effect, where collisions generate more debris, rendering entire orbital regions unusable. This threat underscores the need for responsible behavior in space, as the consequences of debris are indiscriminate and affect all spacefaring nations. The geopolitical risks of ASATs are equally significant. Their deployment has the potential to escalate conflicts, particularly if an attack is misinterpreted as an act of war or if nations retaliate preemptively. The covert nature of many ASAT technologies, especially cyber and co-orbital systems, further complicates this dynamic by making it difficult to detect or attribute attacks. This lack of transparency could lead to miscalculations and unintended escalations, especially in already tense international relations. Despite these challenges, the global arms race in ASAT technology is accelerating. Countries like China, the United States, Russia, and India are investing heavily in the development of both kinetic and non-kinetic systems. India's 2019 Mission Shakti demonstrated its ability to destroy a satellite using a ground-based missile, while the United States has tested laser systems capable of blinding or disabling satellite sensors. Russia's ongoing efforts include both co-orbital satellites and electronic warfare systems designed to disrupt satellite communications. These advancements reflect a growing recognition of the strategic importance of space as a domain of warfare. The ethical and legal frameworks surrounding ASATs remain underdeveloped. International agreements like the Outer Space Treaty of 1967 prohibit the placement of weapons of mass destruction in space, but do not explicitly address conventional or non-kinetic ASATs. Efforts like the Prevention of an Arms Race in Outer Space, PAROS, aim to establish norms and regulations for the use of ASATs, but progress has been slow due to differing national interests and priorities. The lack of clear regulations creates a dangerous vacuum where nations are incentivized to develop and deploy ASATs without sufficient accountability or oversight. As space becomes increasingly integral to global infrastructure and security, the implications of ASAT technology extend far beyond military applications. The potential for ASATs to disrupt civilian services, such as weather forecasting, disaster response, and global communications, underscores their far-reaching impact. This makes the development of ASATs not just a military issue, but a broader challenge for international cooperation and governance. In conclusion, anti-satellite weapons are a double-edged sword, offering strategic advantages while posing significant risks to global stability and the sustainable use of space. As nations continue to develop and deploy these systems, the need for international dialogue, transparency, and regulation becomes increasingly urgent. Without these measures, the weaponization of space could lead to unintended consequences that undermine both security and progress for all of humanity. Directed energy weapons, DEWs. Directed energy weapons, DEWs, represent a groundbreaking shift in modern military technology, leveraging concentrated energy forms such as lasers, microwaves, or particle beams to disable, damage, or destroy targets with unparalleled precision and speed. Unlike traditional weapons that rely on physical projectiles or explosives, DEWs utilize energy beams to achieve their objectives, offering a transformative approach to warfare, particularly in space, where the unique environment amplifies their effectiveness. In the vacuum of space, DEWs face no atmospheric interference, allowing their energy beams to travel vast distances unimpeded. High-powered lasers, for example, can focus immense energy on a specific point, burning through or melting the critical components of satellites, spacecraft, or incoming missiles. This capability makes DEWs ideal for precision strikes against high-value targets, such as reconnaissance satellites, communication systems, or even missile defense mechanisms. By targeting sensitive optics or sensors, lasers can render critical assets blind and useless without causing widespread collateral damage. Microwave-based DEWs offer a different but equally potent capability. Instead of physical destruction, these weapons disrupt electronic systems by emitting high-intensity electromagnetic waves. They can fry circuits, jam communication links, or disable navigation controls, effectively neutralizing satellites, drones, or missile systems. This precision targeting allows for non-lethal or covert operations, making microwave DEWs valuable tools in situations where physical damage or overt aggression would be undesirable. For example, disabling an adversary's satellite without creating debris or physical evidence could provide a strategic advantage while minimizing escalation risks. Particle beam weapons, although still largely experimental, represent the next frontier in DEW technology. These systems harness streams of charged or neutral particles, traveling at near-light speeds to penetrate even heavily shielded targets. The potential applications of particle beams include neutralizing hardened military installations, disabling spaceborne threats, or even serving as tools for planetary defense against asteroid impacts. While their development remains at an early stage, advances in this area could revolutionize both military and civilian uses of directed energy. One of the most significant advantages of DEWs is their speed. Operating at the speed of light, these weapons can engage and neutralize targets almost instantaneously. In space, where threats like hypersonic missiles and maneuverable satellites require split-second responses, this capability is invaluable. Unlike traditional kinetic weapons, which require time to travel to their targets, DEWs can intercept high-speed objects in real time, providing a crucial defensive edge in scenarios where every millisecond counts. Another key feature of DEWs is their potential for near-unlimited operational capacity. As long as sufficient power is available, these systems can continue to fire without the need for physical ammunition. In space, where resupplying ammunition is logistically challenging, this makes DEWs particularly attractive. Advanced power solutions, such as large solar arrays, next-generation batteries, or compact nuclear reactors, are being explored to sustain these weapons in the demanding environment of space. For ground-based systems, adaptive optics technology compensates for atmospheric distortions, ensuring energy beams remain focused and effective when targeting objects in orbit. China's progress in DEW development highlights the strategic importance of these weapons in modern military planning. Reports suggest that China has deployed ground-based laser systems capable of targeting satellites in low Earth orbit, LEO. These systems can disrupt satellite operations by damaging optics, overheating internal systems, or even blinding their sensors. Such capabilities reflect a broader intent to dominate the space domain and deny adversaries the ability to use their own space-based assets effectively. Meanwhile, nations like the United States and Russia are pursuing their own DEW programs, recognizing the potential of these technologies to redefine both offensive and defensive strategies in space and terrestrial combat. Beyond their immediate military applications, DEWs hold significant potential in civilian and exploratory contexts. For planetary defense, high-powered lasers could be used to deflect or destroy asteroids on collision courses with Earth, providing a critical tool for safeguarding the planet. Similarly, DEWs could clear orbital debris, reducing the risk of collisions in an increasingly crowded space environment. In exploration, these weapons could serve as energy delivery systems, powering distant missions or facilitating communication over vast distances. Despite their promise, the deployment of DEWs presents formidable challenges. The immense power requirements demand highly efficient and reliable energy generation systems, particularly for space-based platforms. Managing the heat generated by these high-energy systems is another critical hurdle, as overheating could compromise their functionality. Precision targeting over long distances requires advanced stabilization and tracking technologies, especially when engaging small, fast-moving, or maneuverable targets. These technical complexities must be overcome to fully realize the potential of DEWs. Ethical and strategic considerations also weigh heavily on the use of DEWs. Their ability to operate covertly and leave minimal physical evidence of an attack raises questions about accountability and transparency. The weaponization of space enabled by DEWs risks escalating tensions between nations and triggering an arms race in orbit. International agreements like the Outer Space Treaty of 1967 provide some governance, but they are outdated and do not address the nuances of modern DEW technology. The lack of clear regulations increases the likelihood of misuse, miscalculation, or unintended escalation. In conclusion, directed energy weapons are poised to reshape the landscape of warfare and security, particularly in space. Their unmatched speed, precision, and versatility make them powerful tools for both offense and defense. However, the rapid advancement of these technologies demands careful consideration of their ethical, strategic, and operational implications. As nations continue to invest in DEWs, international dialogue and regulation will be essential to ensure their responsible use in the shared and increasingly contested domain of space. Stay tuned for more groundbreaking insights into the future of warfare and technology. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Your support helps us bring you the latest on innovations shaping tomorrow's world. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.